welcome to my first DIY ever! I'm going to be showing you how to make 6 rings that are super simple to make but also easy to make your own variations of, so by changing the beads or the charms or whatever you choose to put as the focal point of your ring. So you're going to need some wire. I recommend 18 gauge, this is 16 though. You can get this at your local craft store, and the 18 gauge is a lot easier to bend. You're going to need pliers and something to wrap the wire around that's kind of the shape of your finger or the size of your finger. You're going to need lots of different kinds of beads, whatever you want. I got these from my house, like I already had them, but those first ones in the boxes were from the dollar store. These I didn't really use, but I just wanted to show you some variations of what you can use for rings. Also, a great thing to do is use old jewelry. This is a necklace I found at the thrift store for $2, and I actually ended up using the brown beads and the charms, so it was a great find, and you'd be paying way more than that at the craft store. Also, I found these earrings that I loved, and I made basically twin rings for me and my sister, so that was really cool. And yeah, you just have to be creative with it. So this first ring is just the simple wire ring. I didn't actually show you how to make it because this next ring is exactly the same. All you do is bend it into a triangle shape. So I'm going to show you how to do this, which is called the Chevron Ring. So you just take about 3 inches of wire. It just really depends on the size of your finger and that kind of thing. So basically you're going to need 2 of these, and you're going to want to wrap it around the object that you've chosen as the size of your finger, and then measure it on your finger afterwards, and then squeeze it to the size of your finger basically. This is so weird, but I used a pin and it actually worked kind of well. But if you had some smaller gauge wire, then this would bend a lot easier, but I had a really hard time bending it into a triangle. But figure out a way to bend it into a triangle. If you have the 18 gauge wire, it'll probably work a lot better. This is also where long needle pliers, I think they're called, would come in handy. But yeah, then just cut the excess bits off and you're good to go. This ring's really cool. I intended on making it for my finger, but it ended up fitting on my thumb, and I think it looks so much better. So I twisted it around the object about 1.5 times until you can basically see the ends from the front, both ends from the front basically. You'll see what I'm showing you in a second. So cut it off right there. I actually like to twist it around before I measure it, because then I know exactly how much I need and I'm not wasting any wire. So then I measured it on my thumb. And then I picked up 2 beads that kind of fit on the wire. I picked a red and a blue just because it's kind of nautical and I just like those colors for summer. And I put a little bit of hot glue on the end. I found that you really have to work fast with this, otherwise the glue will dry way before you get the bead on. And then pick off the excess bits. There will be a little bit of a glue glob kind of before the bead, but I find that looks okay. It looks kind of like a clear bead, so it worked out nicely. This is kind of the same concept in terms of like the bead and the glue, but it's just a different wire shape. So basically it's gonna look like there's a gap in between, just like those bangles that have a gap. And this one I made one for my regular like index finger, and I made one for the midi part of your finger, just so it's like basically different variations of the same ring, so you can do the same. So it just depends where you want to wear it. I did the exact same thing with the glue, and I put the beads on, and I found that it was actually easier to put the bead on the ring first and then slide it the opposite way up into the end point. This is probably my favorite ring because this is like so unique. If you find an earring that's like one of a kind from the thrift store, you can make it into a ring and nobody else will have it, except for the other one where there's 2 earrings, so you have to give one to somebody. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's almost like a best friend ring. Same concept. I used rose gold wire for this one because I thought it matched really well, and I just cut off the excess. Now I'm going to cut off the end of the earring, the part that you stick into your ear, and I'm going to file it down so it's not too sharp, although we will be covering that with hot glue anyway, which is kind of like a rubber finish against your finger, which is nice. So I'm going to be gluing that onto the wire. Good thing with hot glue, you can actually pick it off if you make a mistake. It's not like super glue, although I do recommend super glue for this part of it because it ended up falling off me. The hot glue isn't the greatest thing, but it did serve a purpose for this video, and it still works. It's just super glue would be better, but I didn't have any. Here I'm showing you that you can actually put a little bead of super glue on the end. Not super glue, sorry, hot glue gun glue, and it will be like a rubber ball at the end, so you won't prick your fingers with the ring, so it's pretty awesome. I lied, this is probably my favorite because it's kind of the most unique out of all of them. So here I just have a feather charm that I got off that thrifted necklace, 2 brown beads that I got off the same necklace, and then 2 kind of iridescent light blue beads, and they're really pretty. So fool around with kind of like what pattern you want, and then when you're happy with the design, I put the 2 beads on first, with the charm in the middle of course, and then I put a little dab of glue where the brown bead would sit next to the blue bead, and then I slid it on. You can't really see me doing that, but I had the brown bead sitting on the wire already so that it would be easier for me to just slide it on. And then I did the same thing with the glue beads at the end, and you can see this a lot better this time. Sorry. So yeah, that is the finished ring, and I think it'd be really cool if you could find like a different charm and like change it up a little bit. So having said that these are so variable and it's so easy to change them and make them your own, I'd really love to see your guys' designs. So if you guys decide to make any of these rings, I'd love to see a picture on my Instagram. So you can tweet me or Instagram me at Adore. So I hope you guys like this DIY. I will definitely be doing more of them. I really like doing them. And if you have any requests for specific DIYs, I'd love to know about them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!